Hey folks, Prepper Princess. So today's video is going to be about saving hundreds of dollars a year on electricity, but this is going to be the extreme version. I did make a previous video on how to save hundreds on electricity, and I went over some of the things that I'm going to go over in this video too, but this one's going to go another step further. I'm even wearing the same shirt that I was wearing in the previous video, just for the heck of it. But as you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, I just got a notice from Pacific Gas and Electric that my bill is about to go up by 36%. How that happens, I don't know. Now, before I get started, I do want you guys all to understand that there are transmission and distribution fees with PG&E. It is based on a percentage of the amount of electricity you use, and also the average rate is standard. It's about 12 cents a kilowatt hour, which is an average national rate. So I have shown in the past so many times my bills average between $30 and $40 per month. So to keep my bills that low, I'm going to be, or I have gone to extreme measures in order so that my rate does not rise. So I'm going to start out simple, and then I'm going to get into a couple of the more extreme things that I do. Just keep in mind that electricity rates cannot be discounted. The price, it is what it is, and the only way that you are going to get a lower bill is by conserving and using less. So let's get started. Okay guys, first things first is, of course, you should open the blinds before you use any electricity. Now, let the natural light in. You don't have to turn on the lights, okay? That's the first thing that you should do. Open your blinds, open your curtains, use the natural light before flicking a switch and just turning on your light. When it comes to lights, do use LED. There is not a single bulb in my house that is above 9 watts that is connected to an outlet. So you guys want to make sure that if you're going to be upgrading, upgrade to CFL or LED. LED is always better because it's brighter and it gives a lower amount of wattage per hour. Next step is going to be turn your water heater down to low. Low is 120 degrees. A lot of people say that it does not kill bacteria and all those things. That is not correct. Bacteria cannot survive at 120 degrees, and if you have it at hot, you're really just wasting electricity. This is a gas water heater, so if you have gas, turn it on low. If you have an electric water heater, you should definitely invest in a water heater timer. They cost anywhere between $10 and $20, and you can get them at Home Depot. All right, folks, this is considered an extreme measure to some, but you should definitely be hanging your laundry to dry. Drying on a clothesline is free from the sun. Dryer will use about 1 kilowatt hour, 1,000 watts when you turn it on, and usually people turn on the dryer for about an hour, so that's 1 kilowatt hour per dry cycle. You can save yourself about $20, $30 a month just by hanging your clothes to dry. Keep your refrigerator setting on 2 or 3. It should not be on 5, which is the coldest. You're going to start getting ice chunks in your drinks, and your food is going to be mildly frozen by the time you take it out of the fridge. Setting it on 2 or 3 is perfectly good, and it's going to really conserve your electricity. Everyone always talks about getting a programmable thermostat, and yes, I do have a programmable thermostat, and it is 70 degrees in here. All right, I live in California. It's a very mild climate, but you know what works even better than a programmable thermostat? Keeping it turned off. Your body should be adjusting to the temperature, not the temperature adjusting to what you want it to be. Climate control your own body instead of climate controlling your entire home. I do not turn on my heater. I do not turn on my air conditioner. Everything is always off. If it's hot in the summer, turn on a fan. If it's cold in the winter, start a fire. All right, folks, this is where we get a little bit extreme. If you have your fuses on for rooms that are not turned on, you guys should be turning off the fuse, flicking the switch to the entire room. If you're not using it, it's going to kill a lot of phantom power if you turn it off at the switch. Did you know that your microwave uses about 5 watts of electricity just by keeping the clock turned on? If you unplug your microwave, you're going to save anywhere between 5 and 10 watts per hour over 100 hours or 5 days. That's 1 kilowatt of electricity that you just saved. Okay, folks, so running your oven is going to run you anywhere between 1,200 and 5,000 watts per hour. Same with your stove. Your stove is anywhere from 1,200 to 3,000 watts per hour. And you guys know how long it takes to cook. If you don't want to invest in a solar oven or alternative methods of cooking, I would highly recommend a toaster oven. A toaster oven will use about half the electricity of a regular oven, and it'll do everything just as good. It doesn't heat up your house as much. It works really well. When it comes to cooking on the stovetop, it's time to start thinking of ulterior methods. What does that mean? All right, folks, one thing that I would highly recommend is investing in a solar oven. This is an All-American Sun oven. If you cannot afford it, you can create your own solar oven. You should also be using wood for a rocket stove or hibachi grill. Those work great for burners. I've got some cornbread in my oven right now, which is extremely hot. It's currently at 300 degrees. Ow, geez, it's very hot. Oh, I'm gonna have to close that in a minute. But you should be thinking of ulterior cooking methods. Cooking inside is one of the largest electricity users that you can use. Of course, you're still gonna save money if you cook at home immensely, as opposed to going out to eat at restaurants and things like that. But wood is free. Even if you live in a city or in the suburbs, check Craigslist. Craigslist has tons of free firewood. All you have to do is go and pick it up. Don't worry if you don't have a truck, just put it in the trunk of your car and drive home. It's always available all over the place. Invest in a low flow showerhead. This showerhead uses 1.5 gallons per minute. You get just as clean, and it immensely saves on the cost of heating your water heater in order to get hot water. So because you're using less hot water, because the nozzle produces less water, it's gonna save immensely on your electric or gas bill. I'm sure that this is a given, but everybody knows that you should always wash in cold water and you should always do only full loads. Otherwise, you're just wasting electricity. Buy power strips and use them. That's gonna save you a lot. All right, folks, so let's talk about going solar without actually going solar. All right, so this is a solar light. It's gonna cost you about the same amount as a regular light. I've been using these for about 6 months. And I think that it has really reduced my electricity costs. The cool thing about this is that it has a switch on the top, so you can turn it on and you can turn it off. So what I do, I will show you here. You probably never even noticed this. You probably still don't notice it. So now do you notice it? All right, so I put it right there. It's very easy to reach. And then at nighttime, instead of using electricity from the grid, I will just use my solar lights. I've got 2 of these. I've got one in the bedroom, which lights the hallway, and then I've got that one. A couple of other extreme things that I do, I'm sure you guys have seen it. I do have lights surrounded throughout the house. These are all powered with rechargeable batteries. I'm sure there's going to be some comments about people saying, well, you just spend just as much electricity charging the batteries as you do for, using the electricity. First of all, that's not true. But second of all, you can charge your batteries. You can do it at work. You can do it at the library. You can do it at, the cafe, wherever you want to. Another thing that I have been doing as of late is everything, you can't even see the time on this. There we go. So everything I have in this room is unplugged, and that includes my clock. My clock is also powered with rechargeable batteries. The only thing that I have plugged into this room is my electric blanket. However, that is plugged into the solar units I have out in the backyard. So I'm using literally no electricity in this room, or in the bathroom for that matter, because I've got the solar lights. My guest room is also completely unplugged. They're both turned off at the breaker, like I showed you guys earlier. So these are a couple of the extreme things that I do. And the biggest thing is finding an alternative method of cooking and using lights or rechargeable batteries that you can use over and over and over again. When it comes to appliances, okay, so I totally get that you like your 15-year-old TV. But the fact of the matter is that the TV, the Blu-ray player that's under there, the Roku box and the cable box, all use altogether about 75 watts of electricity. If you have an old tube TV, I'm not saying to get rid of it, but I am saying that when it is time to buy a new TV, definitely go energy efficient. This TV, believe it or not, has probably saved me more than the purchase price of it over the course of 5 years, just in cost savings in electricity. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments about, you think you're frugal, get rid of the cable. I don't pay for the cable, my girlfriend does. She refuses to live here without cable. That's not my choice, so she just got the box and I have cable. It's a nice luxury, but before she moved in here, I totally lived without it. I had Netflix, totally fine with it. So that's it, guys. I mean, when it comes to electricity, the price is not going to go down, all right? If you don't pay your bill, the gas and electric company is going to shut you off. Doesn't matter if it's the middle of winter, in the hottest part of the summer. If you are not able to pay your bill, you're going to get cut off. And I don't particularly like the fact that electric companies can do that. Everybody's got that bill in their life that just rubs them the wrong way. And mine is my gas and electric bill. Just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know why. It just goes nuts. But what you guys can do is just, try these methods for a while, okay? Try them for a month or two. And say you don't have enough money for a solar oven. Okay, well, try the methods, save, whatever it was that you were spending on average on your electric bill, put that into a savings account. And after 2-3 months, save up and get yourself a solar oven, okay? Once you get your solar oven, that's called an investment. It's an amazing investment. Why? Because it's going to save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars over the life of the solar oven. When it comes to these solar lights, I mean, these are what? These are about the same cost as a regular LED bulb. They're like, I think $8 each. I'll leave a link in the description. They're so easy to use. You can turn them on and off. You just have to leave them outside. It's an amazing, amazing investment, and it's something that I highly, highly recommend. Quit giving money to the electric companies. Just make a one-time purchase, a one-time investment, and you are good to go. The best way to save is by cooking without using electricity, and the best way to save is by conserve, conserve, conserve. I'm sorry to say, but it does take a little bit of practice, and it does take quite a bit of discipline. So I hope that this helped. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.